Hello students, today we are going to revise all the lessons. First I am taking up respiration. What is respiration? Respiration is the process of taking in oxygen, using it for release of energy by oxidation of food and eliminating the waste products carbon dioxide and water. Okay, there are two types of respiration, like two processes are there in respiration. The two main processes, external respiration and internal respiration. Children, all living things, they respire to break the food to get the energy. Plants also respire. Plants respire through stomata, and some like mangrove plants, they have aerial route to take the oxygen. Now we are going to discuss respiration in different animals. Like all living things, as I told you, they respire. Amoeba respire through its semi-permeable membrane. Fish, they respire through gills. Frogs, they have lungs. As when they are on land, they breathe, take oxygen through their lungs. And when they are in water, they like respire through, take oxygen through their skin. Grasshoppers, they have tiny holes, we call that spiracles. They take oxygen by that. So now we are coming how human beings respire. We have proper breathing organs. We breathe in through, take in oxygen through nostrils, and this process is called inhalation. This air goes into the through the nostrils to the air passage, from air passage to the trachea, from trachea it goes to the bronchi and then to the bronchioles. From bronchioles it goes into the alveoli, and we call those alveoli air sac. Exchange of gases takes place there because alveoli have a very rich supply of capillaries. Oxygen goes into the capillary and carbon dioxide comes out. And this carbon dioxide from the same passage goes out, and this is called exhalation. Now, there are two types of respiration, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, oxygen is required, and oxygen breaks the food and it gives out carbon dioxide, water and large amount of energy. And in anaerobic respiration, in the absence of oxygen, this respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen and less amount of energy is released. Okay? Children, like what is the difference between combustion and cellular respiration? Combustion is a fast process, and the cellular respiration is a slow process. Combustion occurs at high temperature. Cellular respiration takes place at it occurs at body temperature. Okay, combustion takes place anywhere, and it takes place only in the living cells. And I told you already, energy released in single step in the form of heat and light during combustion, and here energy is released in steps and stored in chemical molecules called ATP. So this is all. Now we are coming to the next chapter, motion and time. Children, what is the quantities which we can measure, like length, weight, time, temperature, speed, etc. The quantities that can be measured are called physical quantities. Now, there are some standard units. SI system, the SI system which we follow, the standard unit for length is meter, for weight is kilogram, for time is second, and for temperature it is Kelvin. And children, measurement of time, like anything that occurs or appears at regular intervals can help us to measure time. Ancient time we used hand clock, sun clock, etc. Now we follow the simple pendulum concept. What is it? Simple pendulum always complete one to and fro motion in exactly the same time. The principle of pendulum is used to make a pendulum clock. A mechanical wristwatch has a balance wheel instead of pendulum, which serve as the same purpose. Now we are using a quartz clock, which is much more accurate than a pendulum clock. Now we are coming to the speed. What is the speed? The distance covered by a moving object in unit time is known as its speed. The standard unit for measuring speed is meter per second. Okay, there are some numericals based on this speed one that we have done the practice in the class. Now we are going to discuss distance and time graph. 2-3 things you need to remember in distance time graph. First is like when you draw, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. You are going to take time here in the x-axis and write down, you are taking time in second or minute. Here you write down distance and you are taking distance in watt, meter or centimeter, write down here. And then you have to you need to take the scale, that one block is equal to how many second or how many meter or centimeter. We always begin with the 0. Next thing, if we are getting the graph straight line, means the vehicle is moving in a uniform motion. The vehicle is moving with the uniform motion. When do we say body is at uniform motion? A body is said to be in uniform motion if it travels in a straight line that covers equal distance in equal intervals of time. Okay, suppose we are not getting this straight line, we are getting like this kind of graph. It is not a straight line. So we say the motion of the vehicle is what? Non-uniform. And when do we say it non-uniform? A body is said to be in non-uniform motion if the speed or distance of the body does not remain constant. So these two type of graph will come. Do practice. Now next topic is light or light. Okay, we are going to discuss light. In light we know that light move in a straight line and we call it rectilinear propagation of light. Rectilinear propagation of light. We can prove it by many experiments, so you need to go through the experiment. Okay, there are 2 experiments. One is of tube 1, which is given in page number figure 16.1. Second is that 16.21, and by these 2 activities we can prove that light move in a straight line. Now our next is what? Reflection of light. What is reflection of light? Bouncing back of light is called reflection. Because of this bouncing back, we are able to see the things all around us. If this bouncing is not taking place, we can't be able to see the things. Now here this reflection, there is a law. When the light, any light fall on a smooth surface, suppose this is our mirror, this is called incident ray. Where it falls there, we always draw normal that is perpendicular to the mirror, and this ray always reflect when it falls, and this bouncing back is called reflection. So what is the relation between incident ray and reflected ray? The angle between the normal and the incident ray is called angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. And the angle between reflected ray and normal is called angle of reflection. So we will find that these two angles are always same. Okay. Now we are coming to the real image and virtual images. The images which we get on screen, the images which form on screen are called virtual images. Like you see your face on the mirror. Okay, this image you cannot get on screen. So this is what virtual image. So what is real image? The image which cannot, which form on the screen. Okay, is called the image formed by a like projector in cinema hall on a screen is a real image. It is formed on a screen, and the images which cannot be formed on a screen is called a virtual image. And real image, as I told you, get on screen, and virtual we cannot get. Real image is always upside down. Upside down, and virtual is always erect, straight image. Okay, so these are the two differences between real and virtual. Now we are coming to the characteristics or properties of images formed by image formed by a plane mirror. So what are the characteristics? First, the image formed by a plane mirror is always virtual. Always virtual. As I told you, virtual image is always erect. The first, second, third is of same size, and fourth is it appears to be like the distance between the mirror and the object is same between the image and the mirror. So distance is almost same. And last is laterally inverted. Our left is our image right. So that is called laterally inverted. Okay. So these are the properties. Now we are coming to the spherical mirrors. This I told you about plane mirrors. Now we are going to discuss spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors, there are two types. One is concave. This one is concave. And other one is, this is convex. Bulging side is here. Bulging side is polished. Here, bulging side is the reflecting surface. Convex. Now children, what kind of images would be formed? What are the different points of these mirror? The center of this mirror is called pole, and we denote it with the P, and where all the rays after passing, after reflecting it converge to one point. This is what focus, and half this center of this mirror is what we call that center of curvature. Okay, so these are the These are the different parts of this mirror. Now, what kind of images are formed? First, when the object is placed, like plane mirror I told you, and concave mirror. When the object is between F and P, we will get virtual image, erect, virtual and magnified. Okay, and rest of the position it would be real. Okay, and real image, as I told you, in other position if we keep the object we will get a real and inverted image. Okay, and size depend on the position. Come to the convex mirror. What kind of image is formed, real or virtual? So we can say virtual. Erect or inverted? The virtual image is always erect. Size very small. Whatever is the size of the object, but image we will get very small. And distance from the mirror, it always form between F and P. So these are the characteristics of images formed by spherical mirrors. Now uses of spherical mirror. 4-5 uses are given. First, like concave mirror is used in torches and car headlights to reflect the light of the bulb to form a powerful beam. Second, it is used as shaving mirror. I am telling you about concave mirror, and also it is used by dentist. Convex mirror. Convex mirror are used as rear view mirror in vehicles. Since a convex mirror forms smaller images of all objects, it can be used to view a much larger area than would be possible with the plane mirror. Now children, our next topic is magnetic effect of electric current. Okay. Electric currents and its effects. The first effect of electric current is, first I am going to tell you what is electric current. Movement of electron is called electric current, and the arrangement where an electric current flow in a conductor when it is connected to a source of electric current is known as an electric circuit. Okay, there are different components we use, and we denote these components by symbols. Like this is the symbol of cell. This is positive side, negative side, and the combination of two or more cell is called battery. Okay, this is cell, this is battery, this is closed switch, this is open switch. Okay, this is wire, and this is bulb. So these are the symbols, or the symbols of some common circuit elements. Okay, and how we are going to define electric circuit? An electric circuit is a continuous conducting path for electric current consisting of source of current such as electric cell and other circuit elements such as lamp, conducting wires and a switch. Now children, how are we going to draw this circuit diagram? And here I am going to tell you. Now I am going to tell you heating and lighting effect of electric current. What is the heating effect? When current passes through this any conductor, it heats up that conductor. Okay, and we call this heating effect of electric current. So an electric current flow through a conductor, some of it gets converted into heat energy, and this heat energy we use in electric geyser, dryers, blowers, etc. And like the wire, here we use high resistant wire to make these gadgets. Like nichrome we use to make nichrome. It is the alloy of nickel and chromium. We use to make like the gadgets electric heater. So the wire of this nichrome is used there. And in element of iron also. Element of iron we also use such metals. And also in electric bulb we use tungsten. Electric bulb we use tungsten, and these they resist the current and they heat up. Okay. And in electric bulb this heating brings the lighting effect. In electric bulb it is a filament that is made of tungsten that gets so hot due to electric current flowing through it that it glows and produces light. This is what lighting effect of electric current. Okay, now fuse also work on this principle. In fuse we use the metal which melts very quickly. Okay. So the heating effect of the current is also used in an electric fuse. It is a safety device to prevent damage to an electric circuit if very high current suddenly pass through. Such a situation occur when, like I am telling you the example, the positive and negative wire in an electric circuit at home or anywhere else come directly into contact with each other. This is called short circuit and result in very heavy current to flow through the wire. This wire we get overheated and cause a fire. So a fuse wire is made up of an alloy with a low melting points. When such heavy current will pass, heat will produce and this wire is going to melt. So a fuse wire prevents damage due to sudden heavy currents which may arise due to some defect in the house wiring or in appliances. Now we are going to discuss magnetic effect. Children, when current passes through the wire, it develops magnetic field around it. This is called. Now children, we are going to discuss magnetic effect of electric current. As we know, when the current is passing from any conductor, it creates a magnetic field around it. This is called magnetic effect of electric current. A device is like solenoid. I am going to tell you about solenoid. A solenoid is a cylindrical coil of wire. When a current flows through it, the solenoid behaves like a bar magnet. Like this is solenoid. The strength of the solenoid can be increased by increasing the number of turns in the solenoid, increasing the current in the solenoid, or winding the solenoid around a magnetic material. Now what is the use of this magnetic effect of electric current? We use it in many devices. First, as you are seeing, it is electric bell. We use in electric bell, also in electric motors, and also electromagnets are used in factories and cranes for lifting heavy iron pieces. Now I am going to tell you the working of this electric bell. What happened, children? When the switch is pressed, this is switch, current flows in an electromagnet. From a positive side, this current is flowing. Okay? Current is flowing. And now this portion, or we say armature, this is armature. Here these are made of soft iron. Around it, what is there? Wires. Now this is portion when the current is flowing going to behave like a magnet, and it is going to attract this solid iron. Okay, when it is going to attract it, this hammer is going to beat the gong. But what will happen that time, this portion, because it is shifting that side, it leaves the screw, and what will come here? Air, and the circuit is broken. As the circuit breaks, this again the magnetism will go out, like no more magnetism is there. Again it will come back to its position and it will attach to the screw. Okay. At the same time, as I told you, the armature loses contact with the screw and the current is switched off. This causes the electromagnet to lose the magnetism and the armature springs back to its original position. To close the circuit once again the circuit is closed, current flows again, and the cycle repeats itself till the current is switched off. Till then you are pressing the electric bell, it will ring, and after that when you remove your finger it will stop. So this is what magnetic effect of electric current. Now children, we are going to discuss wastewater management. So waste is produced daily, and that this contaminated water which is produced in our houses and all, we call that wastewater or sewage. It contains many disease causing germs. They can cause many diseases. It is very important of drainage and sanitation. Okay, poor drainage can cause unpleasant smell or unsanitary condition. Now children, I am going to tell you what is flood water drainage. Flood water is what? When it rains heavily, large amount of water comes down in a short time. It has to move out. Okay, but we do not join this with the sewer pipe. We have separate pipes going under the ground. For this rainwater, we call that flood water pipes. Now children, what is sewage system? The sewage system consists of a network of underground pipes that transfer the sewage from the point it produces to the point where it is treated before being disposed of. Now we are going to discuss sewage treatment. Sewage treatment takes place in sewage treatment plant, and we call this what? Wastewater treatment plant, WWTP. Okay, there are three processes. First is physical process, second is chemical, and third is biological. By three processes we clean the water in sewage treatment plant. We are going to discuss one by one. Okay, the wastewater is first passed through the screen or vertical bars. Here materials like plastic bag, cans and sticks are stopped, and the water is then passed through the settling tank known as great chamber, where solids such as sand, silt and gravel settle down. So this is what physical process. After that, water is sent to the clarified tank in which organic material settle down and removed with the scraper. This is called sludge. Sludge is very important, children, because it contains biodegradable material, and we can get the, like, by the process of digestion, okay, from the sludge we get the methane gas and carbon dioxide gas. Methane gas we use as biogas, as a fuel, and the dry part which is left, it is used as fertilizer of sludge. Then what happened? The water is clean, but still suspended impurities are there, and we pass the air. We take it to the aeration tank, and when we pass the air, this allow aerobic bacteria to grow and consume organic contaminants such as fecal matter, food waste, etc. And here, after this, what happened? This settles down these bacteria and they form activated sludge. This we pump back from the aeration tank and again we can use it. After this biological process, third process is chemical. Here what we do, the water is clean but is still not fit for use because germs are there, and we are going to kill those germs by adding chlorine, and this process is called chlorination, or we bypassing UV rays. This way we can clean by these three processes. Sewage water we can clean it, and further we use it. Now it is fit to pour into the river or flow into the river, or we can give this water to the fields for irrigation. Okay, there are some alternative methods of sewage disposal. First is septic tank, second is vermicomposting toilet. What are vermicomposting toilet? This is a new method recently tested in India. It is here we use red worms to treat human excreta and convert it into vermicompost, and this vermicompost we can use as fertilizers. And children, in home we can a few things we need to, few simple steps at home we can minimize the strain imposed on the water supply system in cleaning the water for our use. Do not dispose cooking oil. Do not dispose of used tea leaves. Do not dispose of chemicals such as paints. So children, that's all. You read the book thoroughly. All the best.